I was born into quite an extraordinary family. I was born in Fountain Valley in Fountain Valley Hospital. I grew up in a place where internet and games did not exist. As a kid, when I was 1 or 2 years old, I lived in a 2-story apartment home with the entire family living under one roof. Grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, cousins all together. Of course, there's 2 branches of a family that break off into another place, but they did not choose where they wanted to be. When they came over from Vietnam, they were looking for a place where they could start over again and give the children a better life. I did not remember much of my old house except the stories my mom used to tell. When I was 4, we moved into a different home, a beautiful home, near a vine. We still lived under the same roof. When we moved in, there was not enough rooms to hold everybody, so we had to improvise. We used the family room, the living room. I slept in the room closest to the entrance to the hallway. My grandma slept at the end of the hallway, my uncle slept in the room across from my grandma, and my uncle and aunt slept in the family room. Soon enough, my uncle had brought home my very first console, a PlayStation 2. It was probably the greatest moment of my life at the point. Because I had nothing else that I could do, my uncle taught me how to play, and that was the only thing I did every day. Until my aunt told me that games were bad and she sold them to somebody. On September 7, 2004, my cousin Ken was born. Ken is my slower cousin that I have, and all I do with him now is play games 24/7. My other cousins though, Tyson and Tiffany, were the most fun cousins at the time. When there was problems with the family and Ken moved away because Tyson's father was arguing with Ken's, and Ken's father gave Tyson's a punch straight to the jaw, and he found a way to move out, and that broke apart another branch of our family. After that, on certain occasions will Ken come over, but Tyson and Tiffany will always come over every day. Whenever Ken would come over, I would play with them a lot. I would go to the backyard where we had our swing set and I would play, and we had this bike, a small blue bike that had a driver's seat with another seat in the back with bars on the side, so the passenger would not fall off. We would switch back and forth between the two things, and occasionally we would go inside to watch TV and eat. That was about it with Ken. Tyson and Tiffany, on the other hand, were in my childhood for the longest time, and they would come over and play every day, and all they did do is sit at home and watch TV. In the 2nd grade, I had moved to a different home, a more urban home in Anaheim. The house was larger than my previous house that I had lived in, and it had enough rooms for everybody. When we moved in, it was a great feeling for me. I felt warm because the house welcomed me, and I never felt more at home than ever. The toughest part about moving homes is making new friends, but I knew that I had family to hang out with until I did. During the time that I stayed at that house, my mom had found a job. Her job took a lot of time away from her so that she couldn't hang out with me. I was forced to stay in my room all the time, and that's when I picked up the passion to play games. Every day when I'd get home from school, I'd get on the computer and play games. The only time that my mom would be at home is when I was asleep. I would never get to talk to her unless it was a weekend. At the time, I was an only child, so the only people that I would talk to were my cousins. Even though it sounded like a good relationship between me and them, it wasn't. I would always be mad at Tyson for something, especially because he didn't share. But Ken, on the other hand, I had no problem with him. When I showed Ken games, he also picked up the passion to play games. He didn't really have much though, so the only time he would get to play is when he'd come over to my house. He couldn't go very often unless it was a special holiday where the entire family would get together and have a feast. My dad was never really there for me when I was younger because he was taken away from me when I was a young age. He was taken away from me when I was 2 and he was locked up for 12 years. So throughout the 12 years that he wasn't there for me, I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a father, but my mom had a boyfriend. Her boyfriend didn't really make a difference in my life. But when my dad came back, it was a feeling of hope. I did learn life lessons from my dad. He told me never to do bad things in life because he's learned from them. He always tried to keep me away from sketchy places. He'd always tell me to do this, or to do that, and not to do this, and not to do that. My dad is like the best friend I could never have. He's always there for me when I need it, and he's never let me down. Today, I'm only able to hang out with them on Sundays, and on rare occasions where I'm not able to go because I'm busy with my mom. Whenever I do hang out with my dad, it's always fun. He likes to take me places and open me to new things that I've never seen before. He teaches me life lessons. He gives me all the love that I've ever wanted in life. This sums up the end of the video. Thank you for watching.